the karta or the doer of the activity of the cooking. Or when we say the gas cooks, the gas becomes the karta or the doer of the activity of cooking. And here cooking refers to supplying the fuel. So in order to, but suppose I want to say, oh no, gas is an instrument. I should say gas is an instrument, it is a fuel. So I cannot call it doer of the activity. Then we will have to supply lot of word knowledge to the machine. Then only machine can understand that this gas is the fuel. Let me take another example. In even now we have we use locks with keys, okay, but I can imagine in few years from now, or even now also, there are several examples of sliding doors. Just you stand in front of the door and door automatically opens. There is no lock, or one need not open it with the key, etc. So suppose after say 10-15 years, when the locks are not there, our children suppose are reading some books where it is written that he opened the door with a lock, with a key. He will not understand what this means, because he would not have seen any key or a lock in his lifetime. So unless you have the word knowledge, you cannot understand the sentences as the kind of information that the key is the instrument to open the lock, etc. You cannot understand. But if I just say the lock opens, okay, or lock opened, I know that yes, lock, the opening of the opening was done by the lock. Now, whether that lock is name of the person or is the thing which opened automatically, all these things, the language does not express directly. This is the word knowledge which tells you that, oh, lock is the thing which is to be opened with a key, etc. So what Panini actually told us here is, if you want to go for the kind of information such as instrument, etc., you need to provide lot of more information. Without any extra linguistic information, Panini says, what you can extract is the relation of karta. And that relation, he gave the name karta. That is his major contribution. So what it means is, suppose I have a sentence like, the gas cooks for a week, and somebody asks a question, who cooks for a week? And suppose the answer is given as the gas cooks for a week, we should give the system or the person who is answering it 100% marks. Because from this sentence, who cooks for a week, the gas cooks for a week, the sentence, that information we have obtained completely. Of course, sometimes we may laugh, how can gas cook? And then, but then that information is not expressed through sentences. In this sentence only, somebody is saying the gas cooks, and the answer is answer to who cooks is the gas cooks. So this is what Panini is saying. Only this much you can extract if you have only the sentences with you and you do not have the word knowledge, you do not have the senses, like you cannot see, hear, see various things, etc. What from the linguistic expression, whatever information you can extract is only this information. So essentially what Panini is teaching us is what is feasible or what is the upper bound for the analysis. If from the sentence the gas cooks, I want to extract the information that gas is an instrument for cooking, I cannot get that information from this sentence. So this is what Panini teaches us, what is feasible and what is not feasible. Let me give another example. This maybe the first example which I gave is little theoretical one. Let me give something else which maybe you may find it little appealing. A word and its meaning, there are three types of meanings a word expresses. First one is called abhidha, or the primary or the literary meaning. Second type of meaning is lakshana, or the extended meaning. And the third type of meaning is called vyanjana, or the suggestive meaning. Let me give examples. Abhidha, the literal meaning is direct meaning of a word. Lakshana is something like, suppose I say, somebody asks me, where is your house? And I say, on 80 feet road. Can my house be on the road? Definitely not. When I say on 80 feet road, that means in front of my house, there is an 80 feet road. So my house is not on the road, but by the side of the road, which is 80 feet in length, in width. So sometimes when we use the words like on, by that we mean by the side of. So this is the extended meaning. And we use these extended meanings many times. Say, for example, the word bank we use for different purposes. Bank may be the institution, bank may be the building. So I can say, I went to the bank. So I went not to any hypothetical or imaginary thing, but I actually went to the physical building of the bank. So similarly, today is a bank holiday. How can bank, which is a physical building, have a holiday? That means the institution is closed. So we use such words very interchangeably, sometimes to denote the primary meaning, sometimes to denote the extended meaning. And then there is suggestive meaning. Example of suggestive meaning is, I being a teacher, always I give this example. When the bell rings, when the bell rings, then and I am giving a say lecture. When the bell rings and I don't hear it, students immediately will say, Madam, bell rang. That means now they are tired and they want to they want me to stop the teaching and they want to go out. So or when the seminars etc are there, somebody will say, Madam, tea is waiting outside. That means I should stop my my class. So this is the suggestive meaning. They are not telling me directly to stop, but indirectly they are suggesting that I should stop. There is a raised hand. Should I take questions now, or yes, anybody can tell me whether should I take?
Ma'am,
Yes,
we will have the questions at the end, ma'am, at the end of the session.
okay, yeah, because somebody was raising the hand. I will take the questions later. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So, so these there are three types of meanings. I said one is the primary or literary, the other one is extended, and the third one is suggestive meaning. Now, can machine process all these three meanings? That is the question. And here is answer in the Mimamsa theory of Indian sciences. It says that lakshana, that is the secondary meaning, is resorted to only as a means to avoid anarthak vakya dosha, that is uninterpretability, and that it can be resorted to only if the literal sense is found to be unsuitable in the context, and that too only as the last resort. So very clearly it is mentioned that don't go for these secondary meanings. First try to get the literary sense, literal meaning, and get the sense. If it is totally impossible to get any sense, then go for the secondary meaning. So for example, when I say my house is on the 80 feet road, now it is impossible to understand that house on the road. Then you will think of the extended meaning. So the not only just the Mimamsakas, but even the rhetoricians, that is the Alankara Shastri, they also uh, proposed, they in fact gave necessary conditions for using the secondary meaning. They said first the primary meaning should be unsuitable, then it should be possible to extend the meaning, and there should be definitive motive justifying this extension. Then only you can use the secondary meaning, otherwise just use the primary meaning. Now let us see the suggestive meaning. In suggestive meaning, one example, of course, here this example is from Kavya Lankara. Gatostam Arkaha means the sun is set. So from this Gatostam Arkaha, you can get several meanings. Like a woman eager to meet her lover might be told by her confidant, the time has come to go to meet your lover. So instead of saying go and meet your lover, she is saying sun is set. Okay. One worker would say this to another worker in the sense, let us stop working now. So when they are conversing and one says, now the sun is set, that means now it is time to go back home. A servant speaking to a Brahmin would mean it is time to perform your sandhya. A mother may say this to a child to mean don't go far. Now it is sun is setting, sun is set. Now it is getting dark. Don't go out or go back. Let us go back home. Okay, come back home. Stop playing. These might be the suggestive meanings. Now you see that this suggestive meaning is different for different speakers and listeners. So a same woman, if she is talking to her lover, its meaning is different. The same woman, if she is talking to a child, then its meaning is different. Okay. So the suggestive meaning is different for different speakers, different for different listeners, and different in different contexts. And these suggestive meanings also have a socio-cultural aspect, like it is the time to perform sandhya. This only people who have the tradition of doing sandhya vandana at home will understand. Those who do not, they will not understand. And these suggestive meanings are thus over and above the literal sense as well as the extended or metaphoric meaning. Is it possible um, to process such meanings computationally? Computer does not have the knowledge of the context or what is the relation between speaker and listener, etc. So in such cases, it is totally impossible to uh, process these suggestive meanings because they involve the subjectivity. So but of course, nowadays, with machine learning approaches, it may become possible if we use proper training data, etc. But again, how to create such a training data, etc., are all research issues. So this puts again upper limit on the meaning one can process. One can process the literal meaning, one can process the metaphoric meaning computationally, but one cannot process the suggestive meaning computationally, at least as of now. So in other words, these theories, they are giving us upper limit. The sciences, they are telling us upper limit for what can be processed and what cannot be processed. Now, I'm going to skip some of these things because I understand I have 15 more minutes. So I will go to the engineering, efficient engineering design. I told two aspects of the use of science for technology. One is to know what is feasible, and second is to have an efficient engineering design. Now, here also, let me take the example. Uh, Typically, it is said that Sanskrit is a free word order language. Not really just Sanskrit, but even all our modern Indian languages also more or less free word order. So let me give an example. Uh, Suppose I can't speak Tamil, but I can use a Telugu sentence. Ramudu intiki veltunnadu. This is the sentence. Now I can also say intiki Ramudu veltunnadu or veltunnadu intiki Ramudu. I can use these three words in any order. Ram goes home. This is the sentence. Ramudu intiki potunnadu, I can say. So here I can change these three words and 6 different sentences I can make. All of them will mean the same. Of course, intention, some focus will be different, but overall meaning will be same. But if you have many number of words, okay, Ram went home after drinking milk, you cannot uh, change and have permutation. Uh, all permutations will not be meaningful. There will be some which will be meaningful, some which will not be. So the question is, which of them are meaningful and which of them are not? And here again, we have some clues from Indian language sciences. So here I have taken one Sanskrit sentence. Ramah dugdham pitva shalam gacchati. After drinking home, Ram goes to school. I cannot say Ramah shalam dugdham gacchati pitva. Ram school milk goes after drinking. This is not good. So which one, when can we alter the order and when we cannot? Are there any clues for this? How to decide whether a sentence is good or not, sadhu or not? So the question then boils down to, is there any clue in Indian languages to decide whether which permutations are meaningful and which are not? And here the Indian theories of verbal cognition, they help us. They they say that in order to understand anything, you should have some knowledge of expectancy, mutual compatibility, and proximity. So I'm going to talk about proximity right now. Okay. So what is proximity? An utterance of words without any gap, or the presentation of word meanings without any intervention. So look at this sentence, which is in Sanskrit, Girihi Bhuktam Agniman Devadattena. Girihi is hill, Bhuktam is eaten, Agniman is fiery, and Devadattena is by Devadatta. Now, what the person actually wants to say is, hill is fiery and something is eaten by Devadatta. He is Devadattena Bhuktam. That means he has eaten something. But suppose between Giri and Agniman, hill and fiery, something is written here, is eaten, then you cannot get the meaning, because Now these words cannot join together because something is intervening in between. Similarly, something is eaten by Devadatta. So